Chapter 3. The group disappears. The hikers were expected to complete their journey and send a message around. February 12th. When no message arrived, people were not immediately alarmed. Winter expeditions were often delayed by bad weather, but as more days passed, their families became worried. A search was finally organized. Students, soldiers, rescue workers, and local hunters entered the mountains. They searched for days. Then, on February 26th, they found something. It was the missing tent. It stood alone on the mountainside, partly collapsed and covered with snow. Inside, searchers found the hikers' belongings. Their shoes were still arranged near the entrance. Warm jackets remained inside. Food was waiting to be eaten. Cameras and diaries were left behind. It looked as though the group had suddenly abandoned everything. Then the searchers noticed the cuts in the side of the tent. The canvas appeared to have been opened from within. Someone inside had used a knife to escape. Outside, a line of footprints traveled down the slope. There were no signs of a violent fight. There were no footprints belonging to strangers. The hikers appeared to have moved together, but many of the prints had been made by people wearing socks. One shoe or no shoes at all. The footprints led toward a forest approximately 1.5 kilometers away. The searchers followed them. Chapter 4. The Cedar Tree. At the edge of the forest stood a large cedar tree. Beneath it, the searchers discovered the remains of a small fire. Beside the fire were two bodies. They were Yuri Doroshenko and Georgy Krivonishenko. Both men were poorly dressed. One wore only underwear and a shirt. The other had little more protection. Their hands and feet were badly damaged by the cold. Branches had been broken high above them in the cedar tree. Someone had climbed several meters upward. Perhaps they were searching for dry wood. Perhaps they were trying to see the tent on the mountainside. Or perhaps they were looking for something else in the darkness. The fire they had built was small. It could not protect them from the freezing wind. Both men died from hypothermia, but they were not the only ones nearby. Between the cedar tree and the tent, the searchers found 3 more bodies. They were Igor Dyatlov, Zenaida Kolmogorova, and Rustem Slobodin. Their positions suggested that they had tried to return to the tent. Maybe they believed the danger had passed. Maybe they knew that their coats, boots, and supplies were their only chance of survival. But the climb back up the mountain was too difficult. One by one, they collapsed in the snow. Igor was found facing toward the tent. Zenaida was also found on the route back. Rustem had suffered a skull fracture, but hypothermia was considered the main cause of his death. 5 hikers had now been found. 4 were still missing. End of chapter 4.